Okay, today we're going to be making some salmon, and we'll need to weigh it. We're going to weigh it out to 3 ounces, 4 ounces. Usually it's what Jackie can eat. And we're going to use some spices, make some vegetables, season them, parsley. We're going to make 2 different types of salmon. So hoy vamos a estar haciendo salmón. Vamos a hacer 2 diferentes tipos de sazonarlo de 2 diferentes maneras. Y vamos a usar ajo, limón, perejil, sazonadores, el chile tepín. Esto es importante que no tengan sal, no sodium. This is important. You guys got to check in the back, make sure there's no sodium. And you can see all these. No sodium, 0 sodium. Es lo que busco todo el tiempo. Pepper, no sodium. Este no tiene sodio tampoco, ¿sí? 0 sodium. Now we have nice beautiful salmon. We're going to be cutting into pieces. Y vamos a sazonarlo de 2 diferentes maneras. Here we go. Okay, we're going to use 1/4 cup of olive oil. Vamos a usar 1/4 de taza de aceite de oliva. Y lo vamos a poner, miren, todo el salmón. Listo. Y le vamos a echar cumin, comino, 1/2 tablespoon, and spread it out to all of it evenly. Lo vamos a revolver todo junto al final. We're going to mix everything in together all at the end. Okay, and then we have 1/3 of a cup of minced garlic. 1/3 de taza de ajo picado. Como les dije, al final lo vamos a revolver todo. So at the end, we're going to mix it all in together, okay? There we go. 1/4 teaspoon of chile tepín. So 1/4 teaspoon of chile tepín. 1/4 de cucharada de chile tepín. Try to spread it out evenly, and then we're going to mix it in at the end. So lo vamos a echar. Y después al final lo vamos a revolver todo junto. Y si te gusta el chile, pues le echas otra más. Y a nosotros nos gusta mucho un poquito más lo picoso, se lo voy a echar un poquito más. So we like the spice. So if you like it spicy, you can add another one, which we do. That's actually why I'm making 2 different ones, because not all the kids will eat as spicy as Jackie and I do. So no todos comen tan picoso como Jackie y yo. Así es de que sí, voy a hacer 2 diferentes. Así es de que con eso está. Y ahora vamos a echar media cucharada de dash, ajo y hierbitas, so herbs, dash, salt free, garlic and herbs. And we are going to spread it out evenly. Lo vamos a echar todo parejito en todo, y como les dije, al final vamos a revolver todo. So at the end we'll mix everything in. Okay. Ahora vamos a agregar pepper, pimienta, y pimienta al gusto. So however much you'd like of pepper. Some people like more pepper, others don't. So we like pepper. Le vamos a echar pimienta al gusto. Ahora le vamos a echar media taza de perejil, 1/2 cup of parsley. Listo. Y ahorita le vamos a echar el limón. Here goes the lemon. 1/2 so far. Here goes another 1/2. So far, that's 1.5. So the lemon is as much as you'd like. I know I'm not very good at eating fish, so I tend to like it with a little bit more lemon than normal, I think, because it takes that fishy flavor out of it for me. Yo le echo un poco más de limón porque realmente no me gusta mucho el pescado y le quita un poco para mí el sabor a pescado. So le le echo más. Ahorita llevo un limón y medio. Yo pienso que le voy a echar 3 total. So I'm going to put in 3 lemons total. Okay, and here we go. It's all in. So now we're going to mix everything in. Ya está todo. Vamos a revolver todo junto. Try to get everything all evenly. Okay, and it's all seasoned now. Now we're just going to let it sit for about 15-20 minutes and then we'll be able to start cooking it. And meanwhile, let me start on this other one. Vamos a empezar con el otro. Este ya nada más ya está listo. Se deja unos 15-20 minutos y ya se puede empezar a cocinar. We're going to let this one sit. Vamos a empezar con este. We're going to make this one. Ahora vamos a hacer esta otra receta. En este le vamos a echar mostaza. We're going to put mustard. I actually put 2 tablespoons of mustard. So 2 cucharadas de mostaza. Aquí para que se me haga más fácil. You guys have to keep in mind, está mantener en mente que la mostaza tiene 55 miligramos de sodio. Per tablespoon, por cucharada, tiene 55 miligramos de sodio. 55 milligrams of sodium. Also, we're going to use some sriracha in this. Only half a tablespoon, guys. Nada más media cucharada. Y estoy usando este. I'm using the Tabasco brand because it has no preservatives. So that's why I actually, like this. I know we can't eat a lot of sodium or a lot of things with preservatives. So we've been trying to look for the best things possible. Obviously, this is not good for you guys to eat all the time, but it's a little better than other brands. And we're only going to use half a tablespoon, which it's 160 milligrams of sodium per half a tablespoon. 160 miligramos de sodio, per tablespoon. 160 miligramos por cucharada. Nada más vamos a usar media cucharada. So serían 80 miligramos de sodio. Okay? Very important, guys. No tiene preservativos. So we try to be careful. Esto no se come todo el tiempo. Esto nada más va a ser para revolver al fin con todo esto, para agregar un poquitito de sabor. Con la mostaza 55 miligramos más 80. Tienen que hacer su matemática para que sepan cuánto están consumiendo. Todo se va a dividir entre todos los pedazos que están aquí. So the amount, you have to do a lot of math. That we'll cover at a later time. But you have to add up how much sodium or potassium or phosphorus you're consuming in the day. And at the end, add it up and divide it up by portion. Okay, se divide entre porción. Okay, so let's get going here. We're also going to add honey and some garlic. So vamos a empezar con el ajo. We're going to start with the garlic. I'm going to add it in here. Remember, we're going to mix everything in at the end. Vamos a revolver todo al final. Okay. Vamos a echar la mostaza, mustard, 2 tablespoons of mustard. We're going to blend everything in at the end. Todo se va a revolver al final. Only half a tablespoon of sriracha, nada más media cucharada de sriracha. Como pueden ver, no es mucho, es muy poquito y tienen que llevar cuenta de cuánto sodio y como potasio, fósforo y todo están consumiendo al día. So you guys can see it's not a lot, but you guys still have to keep count of how much sodium you're consuming per day. Very, very important. And same as well as your potassium and phosphorus. Right now we're adding the honey, 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 cucharadas de miel vamos a echarle. Eso es lo que vamos a agregar. Here's our first tablespoon. Okay, so here's the second tablespoon of honey. One thing I wanted to mention, it has 17 grams of carb. So if you're diabetic like Jackie is, you have to be careful because honey will bump up your glucose level. So you have to really watch out with how much you're consuming. Here, like I said, you guys, everything gets mixed in, so it's not a whole lot. At the end of the day, you still have to consider and divide it up into pieces, so to see how much is per portion. Yeah, that's a lot of math, but definitely worth it at the end of the day. Es mucha matemática, tienen que sumar todo y dividir entre cada pieza para saber cuánto tienen de carbohidrato, cuánto tienen de sodio, potasio, todo eso, ¿no? Pero vale la pena al fin de cuentas. Oh, let's add a second tablespoon of honey. Vamos a agregar ahorita la segunda cucharada de miel. You always be considerate of the sodium, like I said, that goes into everything you eat and what you're consuming, because you really got to watch out for in labels. I can't emphasize that enough. Like I said, for example, on the sriracha, you know, it's not something you guys eat every day, that's for sure. You know, this is a little treat since we've been doing really well with our sodium and potassium and phosphorus levels. We've been really good. So as you can see, it has 160 milligrams of sodium, but we're dividing that into half a tablespoon, so that means it's 80 milligrams of sodium for what we put in here, and all that's going to get divided into all those pieces. So ingredients, you know, very important to check the ingredients. You don't want it to say phosphorus or phos or you know, potassium or potassium, because those are additives. Those are things that are added onto that, and that makes it even harder. To keep on that renal diet, you really can't eat a lot of that, you know, so it gives you all the ingredients right there. Something to be really cautious about and be really careful about, okay? Okay guys, another one now is the lemon. Ahora va a ser el limón. Vamos a echarle igual, van a ser 3 limones, so 3 lemons. Here we go, we're on our last lemon here. Como les dije, me gusta mucho el limón porque a mí no me gusta mucho el pescado, y a nuestros hijos, muchos de ellos, a la mitad les gusta, a la mitad no. Así es de que le agregamos más limón para que le quite un poquito el sabor a pescado. So I don't really like a lot of fish, but some of our kids don't like fish either. So in order for us to get them to eat it, we have to put a little bit more lemon, because it takes away a little bit of that flavor, you know, of the fish. If you guys don't like so much, just don't put so much lemon in there, and if you like more of that fish flavor, it's perfectly fine. You know, just kind of, this is an idea of what we eat to make things better, and for us to be able to get that omega-3 in, you know, without the kids fussing about it. So aquí va un poquito de pimienta, a little bit of pepper. If you like a lot of pepper, you know, that'll be however much you like. Pimienta con al gusto. And again, dash, we use a lot of dash. This one's the garlic and herb. El dash lo usamos mucho, no tiene sodio. Y este es el de ajo con hierbas. Y también le echamos un poco de eso. And now we mix it all in together. Okay, like guys, and now we're all done with the second batch here. This one's going to be mainly for the kids because, you know, they really don't like spicy like we do. So this is going to be for Jackie and for me and a few of the adults here and a couple of the other kids. So, you know, that's a little bit spicier actually. And this is sweeter, sabe un poquito más dulce y este va a ser más que nada para los niños, que como no les gusta mucho comer pescado y tiene buen sabor con limón y no sabe tan picoso como el otro. Se lo estamos haciendo para ellos más que nada. Y como les dije, tengan en cuenta nada más la cantidad de sodio. Y si es que ustedes lo van a comer, o con nosotras, y como aquí a veces lo prueba, la cantidad de sodio necesitamos manejarlo todo el día. So we have to keep in mind the sodium that we consume, and, you know, add everything up that we're using. Like I said, the way we do it, so we add up 55 of sodium per tablespoon, right? And we use 2 tablespoons, so that would make it 110 of sodium. And then we only used 80 on this one that contains 160 per tablespoon, but we used half a tablespoon, so that would make it 80. So 110 plus 80 is 190 of sodium, added sodium, because of these 2 items that we need to consider when we do the math to figure out how much total sodium. Because as you know, salmon already contains sodium, natural sodium. So we have to add all those numbers together, divide them up per piece, basically. And that's how you get your amount of more or less how much sodium it contains, as well as like phosphorus, potassium. That will be another video where we'll start teaching this. We really had to crack down and really learn how to figure out as best as possible. So Jackie's phosphorus and sodium and potassium levels were at a good level. So we meet our goal every day. And we're doing very, very well, actually. We've been meeting them. And maybe you can show you some of her lab results. That way you guys see how everything is actually working with meals, the way we've been prepping them for ourselves, for her. So that's done right now. We'll cook them and I'll show you the end result once we're done. And the parsley salmon is ready. Now we're making the mustard and garlic with honey. Here we go. We just lightly oiled the pan so it won't stick, and that way it'll cook. So it's very lightly, that way it won't stick. So nada más medio embarramos un poco con aceite el sartén para que no se pegue el salmón. Y el otro ya está listo. El de perejil ya quedó. Look at that. That's caramelizing from the honey. Se está caramelizando por la miel. Y se ve riquísimo. That looks so good because of the honey. It's caramelizing. You can see it at the bottom. I just turned that one over and look at that. Mira, qué rico. Bien caramelizado. I just turned it over. It's so caramelized. It's so good. It smells so yummy. And here we go. El salmón está terminado. Salmon is all done. So this one is the parsley salmon, as I said earlier, since I didn't add anything else, but no salt, no anything to it, just it's natural. Half a cup of rice and a salad. So media taza de arroz y la ensalada y ya está todo listo. So el salmón de perejil es el de Jackie. Y vamos a ver. A ver. ¿Qué tal está? How is it?
Tiene un sabor extraordinariamente delicioso.
I'm hungry.
Tiene mucho sabor. No necesita sal, con la sal natural del salmón. Sabe delicioso.
Yum.
Yum, 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 yum. Arrocito y con su ensalada. This is delicious. Full of flavor. Doesn't need salt. It's salt free with its own sodium. It's so delicious. So good. The salmon.
Yep, and that's the parsley. So
the parsley.
It's super yummy.
Full of flavor. Doesn't need salt, doesn't need extra flavor. It has a lot of flavor. A+++.
And the kids will get to enjoy the one with honey and, like I said, half a tablespoon of sriracha, just to kind of keep in mind. We've become very conscious of how much sodium the kids consume at home as well. Hemos tratado de mantener más bajo el sodio lo que consumen los niños también. So a ellos les va a tocar el otro salmón, que sí tiene un poquito más de sodio por la sriracha y por la mostaza. Pero no nada más se le agregó, tampoco a ese, nada de sal, más que lo que contenían la sriracha y la mostaza. Así es de que nos vemos, que disfruten.